24 hours ago. I wanna be creative, nothing to do, nowhere to go. I wanna be creative. Give me some metrograph, passive values and brain. Projects, they will bring us fame. Gotta grab my car hard, big shots to Eugene. Oh no, 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 no.
I hold my creativity with great creativity comes great responsibility, you know? Like, I don't really consider myself an inherently creative person. I consider myself an analytical person who has the desire to express things that are based on his observations and hopefully new. So I think the biggest responsibility for any creative person is to do something that is new or that will, you know, engage people in a meaningful way. So those are my goals. Obviously, I chose movies over, I don't know, music or art, fine art or whatever. So I have a different, there's a different prerequisite to that, which is that it has to be entertaining, because movies are, you know, like a mass medium, a commercial medium. And so in my attempts to be analytical and unique and say something new, I also have to be entertaining. So that's how I view the creative, whatever sickness that has overcome, you know, most people under the age of 40 in, you know, the social media world.
You're saying that people are kind of oversold on how important or profound their creativity is?
I'm saying that the parameters and like sort of framework of social media and, you know, like early MySpace and even the AOL profile is that inherent to your identity and to the kind of like creation and communication of who you are as a person. You started to do things that felt, you know, aesthetically creative. Right. So an AOL profile was about picking font color and what capitalization and all these weird GIFs and shit. And then as that evolved in things like MySpace and Facebook and Instagram, which was very explicitly about aesthetics, and, you know, just sort of like the constantly writing and visualizing who you are as a person or what interests you as a person. And this quote unquote feels like the old definition of creativity, right? The old definition of creativity was like, okay, you're creative if you find different ways to express yourself. And so now we all do that, you know, just to basically exist. We all find ways to express ourselves on these mediums. And so people, you know, are deluded into the belief that they are creative when all they're really doing is trafficking in a sort of transactional, highly social environment where if they don't traffic in that, they basically don't even exist.
Big shouts to LA.
That's a good next question is how are you feeling about LA?
Oh, I feel like lucky that I'm here and not New York, because it's more spacious here. I mean, social distancing was in vogue before the government mandated it.
Right.
It's really like in LA, the response, it's kind of funny because in LA, you know, making things more exclusive is really natural, you know. So it's
right.
Like, yeah, line up. We'll put the red velvet robe out.
It's always like at someone's house and there's like 3 people there and like one of them's famous.
Yeah. Everyone was always like 8 to 9 feet apart in their cars.
I think cinema is a really exciting and, for me, healthy way to what's the opposite of sublimate? What's the word when a gas becomes a solid? What?
We should know as scientists.
Whatever that word is, I feel like screenwriting allows me to.
I actually didn't know this. Deposition.
Deposition?
That's gas into a solid.
What gas becomes a solid is desublimation.
I'm
Wait,
getting
say that again?
deposition. Deposition.
I'm getting desublimation.
I feel
What?
all right. So let desublimation. I'm just gonna go with that one.
Okay.
Sorry, other ion packer. I feel like screenwriting allows me to desublimate the things in my life that feel scary and feel chimerical and feel, Lynchian in that mooky gooky underworld way. It allows me to put it on paper and turn it into something that I can share with people, not only to make them understand, but also to make myself understand. Oh God, that sounds so silly.
No.
That's what it's about.
That's yeah, exactly. Right. It's like, it's not. I see what you're saying, right? It's like not writing to convey this concrete idea. It's just like, I don't know. I am a human, and I am an identity, and I have lived I have these life experiences, and I just need to like interpret it in some way. It doesn't necessarily have this kind of concrete explanation. It's just kind of like becomes this kind of murk of your experience. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Living in a major city, you have all these temptations to go out and do things, and you end up having a lot of guilt about it. And I think I'm just now like fleshing out all of the guilt that I had for not just kind of sitting down and focusing and have some sort of work ethic or discipline, and kind of focusing on things that I actually give a shit about, rather than like hitting the Metrograph 85 nights in a row.
Right. Well, that was like the weird thing for me, being in this stage of my life. I feel like I was at a point where I was like, I can't like work on anything, and I feel completely uninspired all the time. But there's like nothing happening in my life because I don't like go out and do anything, because I feel like I should be working, but then I can't work because I'm not inspired by anything because nothing's going on. But if I go out and try to have fun and get inspired, I feel like this weird guilt, like I should be working. And then if I'm working, I'm like, I'm bored as hell, I'm not inspired, I should be out. And then it just like was, this like horrible endless loop. And then this thing kind of hit the reset on that, which is maybe the good aspect of it.
Yeah, I bet one of the great things is that I'm sure for many people who have this privilege, you look at what you've actually created or what your output has been, and perhaps it allows for some looking inward and asking, how do I want to actually spend my time when it feels so small? And it feels, I think your sense of value perhaps increases, or you realize, what actually matters to you, and so where you want to put your energy. I mean, I've definitely thought about that. I've also had random like money anxiety that I have never had, just out of a fear of the thing that I feel I am most equipped for is directing, and that feels the farthest away than it's ever felt.